Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the vlog. Today I am off my 2-day work stretch, so Kaidale's in school. I'm gonna just kind of do the usual, just go grocery shopping and things like that. But I wanted to share with you guys, I was kind of just getting the house cleaned up and reading some emails, and I wanted to share with you guys a really sweet email I got from Kadell's school. So from Kadell's therapist, it says, well, let me just tell you real quick. Kaidale's considered a one-on-one student right now, which means that he is not one of the independent students that can go throughout the school independently. He requires somebody to be with him at all times while he's there. Kadell also has a history of having some pretty severe behaviors, like self-injury behaviors and aggressions towards others. So it's for his safety and his best interest, but obviously for everybody else's safety too, so that he doesn't hit another kid or another person or, teacher or anything like that. So Kadell has a para with him on the playground, which is just his fun time. It's not work time. He goes to lunch, then he goes to recess, and he gets to have fun and do his thing, but he has to have an adult assigned with him because he's still one-on-one, even during downtime. So I get this email from his therapist saying that his para has been attempting to push Kaidale to engage in more socially appropriate behaviors during recess, like when asking peers to move if he wants something, to line up with the rest of his peers, and sit and wait for his therapist with his peers. These are all behaviors Kaidale wasn't able to engage in without getting antsy or upset over before, but look who's doing so well. So that's from his para. And I just think that's amazing, because those little subtle things that you take for granted can be a really big deal for a kid on this spectrum. Kadell is still minimally verbal. Most of his words are just single words for things, basic necessities, things that he wants, like bathroom or drink, tablet. Just that's his way of requesting. He just says the one word that he wants. But he still has really severe delays in social interaction and communication, obviously. I mean, he wouldn't just go up to somebody and if they're in his way or they have what he wants, he would just get upset. He wouldn't know to say, "Can I have that?" or "Please move." Those are things that have to be taught to Kadell. They don't come naturally to him. So I don't know, it just kind of made me like tear up seeing that his school knows that those subtle things need to be taught. His school knows that they just know him and they know autism so well that they look for learning opportunities in the simplest of ways, but they're so meaningful. And I just think it's so sweet and so special that his para would take the time out of her day to not just sit there and play playground monitor, but also to think of that as a learning opportunity. And how can we help Kadell develop this skill that he's going to use for life? Yeah, I love Kadell's school. We're blessed. We're fortunate. We're so lucky to go there. It's such a warm and nurturing environment. They want all of our kids' best interest in mind. They are wickedly smart ABA therapists and analysts there that teach me so much every day as a parent. I mean, we're so fortunate to be able to go to this school, and I would just really encourage you guys that if you do have a child with autism or with special needs, Kadell's school of choice in his education is my biggest investment. I mean, I work just for him to be able to go to this school. I work just for him to be able to have ABA therapy, because I have seen the benefits from him going to this school and getting ABA, and it's an investment in his future. I mean, it's going to make or break the difference of his level of independence as he grows and develops and matures. So it's definitely a worthwhile investment. All right, so what am I doing now? I'm going grocery shopping. That's what I'm doing. That's the highlight of my day, is going grocery shopping. And then I'm gonna go see Kadell, so I'll bring you guys with me like I always do to go pick him up. I swear, whenever I'm working, it's like the most bright, sunny, beautiful day. And then whenever I'm off, it's always gloomy. What is that? so much. I got you a little snack. Your snack, babe? I missed you, buddy.
My phone.
Mommy's phone? Okay, you can have mommy's phone. Good job, buddy. Good job. I love you. I never realized how much I miss him until I go to pick him up. He's just so cute. Oh, I just love him. Okay, so something that I just want to say thank you to you guys for, something that it never really occurred to me, or I never really thought about it like until I was reading through some of y'all's comments. And a lot of you guys were commenting just like, oh, I love your family. Your family's so cute. You have a cute family, sweet family, whatever. And it was just really sweet. And I never really considered me and Kadell like a family. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always me and Kadell and mommy. And it's never like, in my head, I know this is like really silly and kind of weird, but it just kind of had like a little light bulb go off. Like, me and Kadell are a family. He is like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It sounds weird, but it's just something that I thought was really sweet for you guys to comment on, and for you guys to say, I love your family. And this day and age, with all the blended families that we now have, it's 2020. Families are no longer always considered what they traditionally have been in the past. It's not always mom and dad and brother and sister. Sometimes families are different nowadays, and me and Kadell are a family. Just because Kadell does not have a dad that is active and participates in his life does not mean that me and him are not still a family. So I don't know, it's just something I never really thought about until reading your comments and realizing, yeah, me and Kadell, we're a family. It's kind of cool. I don't know, kind of inspiring and uplifting. So thank you guys. So I got him these mini Oreos for an after school snack, and he ate out all the middles. That's so Kadell. While Kadell's doing his after school relax in the bubble bath and eat popsicles routine, I want to show you guys something real quick. Alright, so this is Kadell's backpack. I just hang it on the hook when we get home. But this is kind of something we do to help Kadell out, because he is a little bit more of a visual learner. I mean, he understands words and he understands language, but it just really helps him out to have a picture to go with that. It kind of just clicks more for him. So he was struggling a lot with me working and having different caregivers and family members picking him up every day, kind of not really knowing what to expect, who's going to pick him up every day. So just to bridge the communication gap between me and his therapist and him, I decided what I was going to do is make pictures of every one of his caregivers, and whoever was going to pick him up that day, I was going to put the picture on his backpack. So you see here, so today they know that it's mommy. Mommy's going to pick him up, and he sees that, they know that by looking at the backpack. And then that's the therapist's way of looking at the picture and saying, oh, okay, mom's picking him up this afternoon. Or so we know to mentally prepare him for that. We can show him this picture, talk about it. That way he's kind of prepared ahead of time and he doesn't have any unrealistic expectations. So he doesn't get upset and hope that, oh, maybe it's mommy today. Is it mommy? Is it grandma? Somebody more reinforcing. I mean, he loves his babysitters, but you know what I'm saying. Mommy and grandma and grandpa are usually the more exciting people, but anyways, so that way it kind of mentally prepares him and gets him ready so he doesn't get his hopes up, hoping that maybe it's me or one of his grandparents or something like that, and he can kind of mentally prepare for whoever it is that's picking him up. You're so silly. You're so silly. Boom. Boom. You're so cute. So Kadell is in the midst of his bedtime routine. He's taken his bubble bath, which he obviously needs a little bit of help with. I mean, he's not independent with that, so he definitely needs my help to take a bath and do the whole bedtime routine. But what I asked you guys in the last vlog that I did was, did you want to discuss the difficulty in brushing your child's teeth or in potty training your autistic child? Because both of those can be pretty big issues, pretty big things to tackle. So I was just interested to see what you guys thought, and it kind of turns out that it was about 50-50. It seems like I got a lot of response of you guys wanting to see both. So we're going to do both. So today we're going to talk about brushing teeth, and then for Monday's vlog, because I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So for Monday's vlog, we'll do potty training. But for tonight, as far as teeth brushing go, it has always been a huge issue with Kadell. I remember when he was little, we lived with my parents when I was in nursing school. I've talked about that in previous vlogs. But we lived with my parents, and it seems like it took all three of us to tackle him down just to do a simple toothbrush. I mean, it was really difficult. He really did not. It was like a sensory aversion. It just completely freaked him out. The whole concept of, putting the toothbrush in his mouth and scrubbing, it just seemed like it just freaked him out. So it was a big deal just to do that. And very long story short, Kadell, because he did not let me hardly do anything as far as teeth brushing goes, he developed some pretty severe cavities. By the time he was about 3 or 4, we went to a dentist, and he ended up needing sedated oral surgery, and he had to have multiple root canals, multiple crown put on his baby teeth. And it just has seemed like it's turned into a lifelong battle. He's now 8 years old, and he's been sedated 3 times for dental surgery. I mean, it has just been one thing after another. And I don't know why everything with autism is so difficult. It's like everything is so hard. Something as simple as brushing your teeth is just so difficult, and it ends up snowballing into so much bigger of a thing. But now we're doing much better. We're kind of in the clear. Kadell has really been able to overcome a lot of his aversions to brushing his teeth. He's really just flourished and been able to kind of conquer those sensory freakouts or overloads or whatever it was. So he's doing much better now. But what I would imagine it to be like would be, I hate going to the dentist. I absolutely hate my teeth being cleaned and them grinding on it and just going over it with all those horrible machines that they have digging in my mouth, scraping around. It's just awful. So I kind of get it, and I feel like that's probably what it was like for Kadell. Just something as simple as brushing his teeth. Stuff is sometimes amplified for kids on the spectrum, and sometimes it's so much more dramatic than it would be for me or you. It's just brushing your teeth, but it's more than that for these guys. So just get with your local occupational therapist or ABA therapist, come up with some ideas of how to try to desensitize them to teeth brushing. That is what they do, so they can help. But as far as Kadell goes, I just practice makes perfect. Over time, he got better. I would try to use a timer with him. That really seemed to help because he understands, you know, after you do it a few times, he started to understand, okay, when the timer goes off, I'm done. So it kind of gives them some structure, something to hold on to, something to look forward to, knowing that it reduces the anxiety. So instead of sitting there wondering, when is this going to be over? You know, am I going to be here a minute or 5 minutes? Or, you know, it reduces the anxiety so they know, okay, the timer's off, so I'm done. And that seemed to help a lot. But I think just finding what your child is interested in, whatever they're fixated on. Right now, Kaidale's kind of fixated on numbers. He also really likes certain songs. He loves theme songs of different shows. So he likes Sesame Street and some of the Nickelodeon shows. He'll just sit there on YouTube and watch the theme songs over and over. So I will brush his teeth, and I always like to do it, but just to make sure it's done good and correctly and it's actually serving a purpose. Now the goal is for Kadell to do it independently, but we're just not there yet. So I'll brush his teeth, and I kind of will do the same thing over and over. So I'll do, you know, the top, middle, bottom, middle, and then I'll do, you know, top left, top right, bottom right. So he kind of knows, okay, middle, left, right, and then I'm done. And because he's obsessed with those certain theme songs and counting, he loves to count. He also loves to count down. So I will use whatever he's into that week or that day. If it's into numbers, I'll count down from 10 over and over for each section, and then he knows when I get to 1 that I'm done and I'm moving on to the next section. So it just kind of reduces the anxiety, and even though he doesn't like it, it just helps him to kind of get in that routine, you know. So that's kind of how we've been able to overcome brushing his teeth. And definitely, though, I mean, I can't stress enough, ABA helps with everything that's an issue for you or your child. They help come up with these routines. They help desensitize them. I mean, it's their specialty. So, but anyways, without any more talking or without going on and on and on, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how we do it, just to give you a visual example. And I hope this helps. All right. Let me see that. Oh, you've got your toothpaste. All right, let me see. Let me put, oh, yep, okay. All right, you ready? Okay. All right, let's brush teeth. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, hold on. Okay. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Look at me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good job. Okay, let's wipe your mouth off. All right, go have her. Come on. Okay, so that is about it. That is just brushing Kaidale's teeth in a nutshell. We kind of just get through it. He doesn't like it, but over time he's learned to accept it and to tolerate it. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's one of those things, it's a necessity We've had more than one sedated dental surgeries and we don't want any more, especially now that he's getting older. He's getting his adult teeth in. Most of his baby teeth are gone by now. So we really want to make sure that we just can avoid future issues there. So that's kind of how he tolerates it. It's what we do. I hope this helps. I know it's hard, you guys. Just hang in there. Everything with autism is just hard. I don't know why. Why is everything so hard? Every little small thing is just so difficult. And we just got to get there together, y'all. But it can be done. We have lots of great help. We have our ABA therapist. We have our occupational therapist. So it's okay. It's going to be okay. Everybody take a deep breath. It's hard, but we'll get through it. So I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. We'll do potty training soon, okay? That's next on the list. Bye. Have a great night.